Welcome to our discussion, our rant, our talks.
Welcome back to Comic Wave Rants, where we just take a couple random topics going on and controversial topics going on in pop culture, and we kind of do quick takes on them.
Yep.
All right, now Today we're talking about He-Man and the Masters of the Overage Fanboys. I'm Adam.
I didn't say it.
My name is Prince Adam, and fabulous powers were exposed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and saying, "I'm dying of back pain and tax evasion."
All right, so let's talk about this controversy, this Kevin Smith shit.
Kevin Smith did the most gangsta shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, there goes the dislikes.
The most gangsta shit I've ever seen in my life. He came out here and said, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I made a good show. Grow the fuck up." And here's my thing about this.
Yep.
Overall, I'm gonna say this again. The show is good. The show's not perfect because there's no such thing as a perfect show.
Nope.
I understand the confusion at first of being like, oh, they advertised the show about being about He-Man, but it's more about other characters. But there's a point where you kind of got to get over that and judge the show for the quality of the actual show.
But people are attached to the Filmation cartoon.
That's the problem. People don't like change.
But isn't there like a lot of different lore? There's multiple versions of He-Man.
Yeah, there's dozens of shits that you could adapt from. Like
this is first of all, legally this is not I know it's marketed. I think it's the marketing and another thing that we'll get to in a minute. But like, I think it's because it was marketed as a He-Man show.
It is a He-Man show, but it's not just about him.
It's not solely about
It's not not every episode is like, "Oh, Adam, what's going on, Adam? How do you feel, Adam? What are you doing, Adam?" Like, that's the thing. Not every episode is about this guy.
When I talk about the most quote-unquote controversial thing with the
It's not controversial, Nick. People just don't like the fact that a female character got focused. That's it.
People are like, if you wanted to do a female show, you should have just done She-Ra. And She-Ra's already a thing.
One, She-Ra already has a show. Two, Teela is already a fucking established character.
Why do we act like Teela wasn't by Adam's side in the original show?
That's what I'm saying.
I can understand why people are perturbed about the redesign, because again, I think
even then, why wouldn't she be buff? She's out here fighting niggas and like you see everyone else in the show. You want Teela to be the only person who's skinny?
I mean, let's look at the screen real quick. Like, look at how females are. The women are designed.
Skinny and pretty much just skinny, big tits, no ass.
You can't blame them for that.
No
one.
ass. No, that's not their fault. But yeah, that's how it is. That's how females were designed in cartoons.
Feminine,
very feminine. I'm not saying I'm not saying female cartoon characters can't be feminine. I'm saying in a world where you have to be on your shit, beating the shit out of people left and right, like you gotta be hitting the gym, Billy. Like I'm just saying.
So, yeah, and in the defense,
be hitting the gym, like
yeah, Adam. Look at Adam. Let's talk about how people like Adam looks like a little bitch. It's Shazam.
Adam is always like that, Billy. I don't know what you mean.
Like, wait, what do you mean?
Not like a bitch, but like.
That's the persona.
Yeah, that's persona. I'm not saying he's like a bitch. I'm saying like Adam is less like he's a normal guy, Billy. He's normal.
Yeah.
Adam is a normal guy.
It's Shazam. I don't know why people are not understanding. This is just barbarian Shazam.
Yes, Billy. I don't understand why people get so mad when these things happen. Because like, okay, I'm gonna say something very kind of I'm gonna give a hot take. Danger button. Put up the danger button, because what I'm about to say is very off.
Why?
The pin. He's like, I need the pin.
Why do I need some?
Okay, we put up the danger button because what I'm about to say is gonna lead us into a different thing. Okay. I believe that the reason why people aren't like The reason why people don't like Tila as a character is one, because they're too attached to
The Filmation.
to the Filmation version of He-Man. Two, it's some weird, deeply rooted sexism that's being shown.
Explain.
Like, look, here's my thing about it. You have characters like, let's say, remember when Korra was a thing back in the day?
I do.
We like Korra. Korra is cool. Remember when we first found out Korra was a thing?
Yeah, I wasn't mad about the fact that she's a woman.
No one was mad about that.
Kyoshi's a badass.
Kyoshi's great. No one's mad about that. I'm saying when they give female characters focus as opposed to a male character in a show,
and
this
white
always happens.
White, don't forget white.
Especially if it's a white male character
and straight
Billy. Oh, these niggas will get mad.
I don't want to sound like a SJW because that's
Listen,
trust me, I am not.
Oh, no.
I am not.
And I don't want to sound like one either, because I'm just a nigga that likes good stories. I just like good shit.
Yeah, but this show didn't give me. They never talked down. They never talked down to people. It was never
just because they have gay people in the show, and even then, it's not like they're throwing it in your face.
Okay, hold on. I didn't see any gay. Like maybe Tila and
no. I went back and looked for it. I went back and saw the clip. There was a gay couple like holding like
they were arm in arm though. That's not. Arm. That doesn't mean they're gay. That doesn't mean gay.
Fair. Niggas were just probably just reaching there.
Well, two men can't be affectionate without it be. It's dude bros, Billy.
Fair.
That doesn't make it gay. You're reading into things that is not there. Like Tila and I really don't know the name of this character. Every time I'm trying to remember
the only prevalent black character in the show, and we know nothing about. We don't know her name.
That's all it is in the cartoon. She's not a thing in the cartoon. She's like an ancillary. Again, it's an ancillary character from some other thing that's not even in the cartoon, really.
And it's like, this show gets me so pissed off because it's like, this show and overall, it's good. It's a good show. The fights are amazing.
Andrea.
Andrea?
Yeah.
Andrea's her name?
Yeah.
The fights are amazing. If anything, I thought niggas would be talking about how sad Oriko's death was.
Well, people are mad about that too. They're like, why did you do all this stuff to make him real sad just to kill him off? First of all, we don't know who's dead and who's not. Oriko's probably not dead.
Oriko's probably going to become back.
Yeah, like, look at that. We know what the context of that scene is. He just disappeared. Like, he disappeared. It's because the character...
Also, we can't have depressing arcs for characters anymore?
Yeah. You want the same show, but different animation?
That's what they want. They want the same show, but with better animation.
Billy.
That's what they want.
Billy, come on now. You want the same thing? Like, I'm not saying to rock the boat too much, but damn, you want the same shit again?
Like, I just want.
Do you want He-Man? Do you want fucking Chris Woods He-Man to go in the back of every episode and go, remember, kids, only you can stop the forest fires. I know that's milky, but
the general gist, yeah.
I don't know what people are looking for. Like, I get it if the thing is completely identity politics and not a good story, then I have a problem. If it's like the main story is like, oh, I'm a woman, like Batwoman season 1.
Yeah.
Stupid. That's season 1 of Batwoman is terrible. Like, it's like, I'm a woman. Like, this show is not like that. And you can acknowledge, like, you can acknowledge that you're a woman or a person of color or
without being patronizing.
Yeah, you don't have to say it all the time. It's not your defining trait. Jesus Christ. But that's not what this was in the show. It was literally, okay, her and Andrea are friends. She cares for, like, the same thing that she said to Andrea, literally mirrors the exact same thing Adam said to her. If you watch the show, like almost bar for bar, beat for beat.
Yes.
So I don't know why everybody's like, she's like, because like I think there was one part where they're arguing with each other and like, oh, Andrea wants to go scrap and go on an adventure, and Tila's like, nah. She's like, I want to be important or something, and then she's like, you're important to me.
And then and then baiting. What? That's not queer baiting. That's just two characters caring about each other.
Yeah, like you never had a best friend, and even if they are, whether they're gay or not, it's like
That's got nothing to do.
And it doesn't beat you over. It doesn't beat you over the head with it either. It's not like
queer baiting. Subtly. It's not. How is that even queer baiting? I'm so confused.
It's not like you see two people of the same gender and then they're being affectionate towards each other. They're fucking. I don't get it.
I don't understand. It makes me upset.
I don't get it, man. Whether they're friends or not, whether they're lovers or not, that's barely relevant in the story. It's just two people that care for each other.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys not have friends? Is that what it is? You don't care for your friends?
Apparently they don't.
Yeah, like I can understand. You're mad because Adam didn't tell Tila, but remember, guys,
Adam
everybody, no matter what the canon is, every time the sorceress and Duncan are like, do not tell anybody your secret. Your parents.
Which overall is a problem I have with He-Man in general. That's dumb. That's honestly very dumb.
Yeah, in a world that's not superheroes, I don't understand. Like, I understand why you saying don't tell people where you get your powers from. Like, I understand why. It's so you can guard the secret of the sword, because the sword is tied to the castle. The castle is tied to the orb, and the orb is tied to the universe. Like,
yeah.
Don't
go around telling people where you got your powers.
Like,
that's it.
You don't have to tell everybody.
Just tell people who wouldn't be, so that niggas don't get mad when you just disappear.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Tell your inner circle of people.
Jesus Christ.
It's not that hard. And now they inserted drama into the show. Okay. The only thing I can give the people the point is, yes, Tila complained too much.
Yes. A lot of the anti-magic shit she was talking about, that I'm being like, hey, calm down. At that point, I was this show, I'm so confused, Billy. This show is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like when we were watching it, I was so I'm not trying to suck its dick or nothing, but it's like when I like something, I'm gonna say that I like it. Like it was a good show.
Yeah. And trust me, I was very apprehensive going into this. I'm like, dude.
I was like that too. I was like, I don't know about this, how the story is gonna be, but I know the action's gonna be good.
The only thing I'll say is Clownfish TV was right with the leaks, in the sense that, like, yes, it's a Tila. Most of the first couple episodes are Tila centric. Yes, do they kill off Adam? Yes, but like, yes and no. Like, if you watch the show,
Adam comes back, and then the show goes back to being about both of them.
Yes, and then till the finale, which, like, it's a big kind of like, whoa, what's gonna happen next? Like, we don't know if. Remember what Mossman said. Just because, like, if Adam dies again, he's not dead. He's not going to die. They didn't kill off. Again, I said this in our review. Why would they kill off He-Man? That doesn't make sense.
They wouldn't do that.
It doesn't make sense for them to kill off He-Man. You have to give this time. You can't judge a show that's not finished. Obviously, this is 2 parts.
Meant to be watched in 2 parts. I don't know why then. I have no idea why part 2 is coming out in December.
Again, that's the only thing you could fault of it. If they had released everything at one time, this would have been better. So we wouldn't. I guarantee you, part 2 is going to fix most of the problems that people had.
Yeah.
If it's not, then I'm wrong, and you guys can come back here and say, "Oh, you were wrong," because it's like, it's not done. The story's not done.
It's not.
Let's talk about the MCU thing.
Okay, now we're gonna talk about. You explain what we're gonna talk about.
Next, this kind of segues into what we were talking about earlier with how people don't like change and all this other stuff. We're gonna talk about Phase 4 and the new direction, like
the direction that the MCU is going, basically.
Yeah, and how people are like, oh, who cares about Phase 4? It's about Valkyrie, it's about Thor, it's about the women and the diversity and all this other stuff.
Y'all act like My thing is, they say diversity like diversity is bad.
You see, like I was saying on the podcast the other day, a lot of people are like, oh, I love Blade and all this other stuff. If we come here and Blade comes out and you guys talk about how Blade is overrated and this, that, and the other, you guys are thus hypocrites, because you were like, when Black Panther came out, black people went crazy, went in droves and all this other stuff. And everybody was like, oh yeah, you guys shouldn't be talking about Black Panther like it's the only black superhero thing, when clearly we have what you call it, Blade. Now that Blade is coming, and a lot of people look at these rosters of movies. First of all, these movies haven't even come out yet. Eternals, I can understand, because we don't know what the story of Eternals is. Guardians looked fun. We didn't know the plot of Guardians in the first teaser trailer. It was mostly like, oh, them lined up in the shot, and it's like them having a goofball, fun adventure thing. Like, yeah, I can understand. I completely understand. Guardians look fun, okay? And then the second trailer is like Ronan the Accuser, and it's not even really about Ronan the Accuser. Who cares? It's mostly about the team and the dynamic. The thing with Eternals is it just looks boring.
It does look boring. Like, I might Google the fight scenes on YouTube or whatever, but
yeah.
Aside from that, no.
And that's nothing against Chloe Zhao. Like, it's nothing against her. It's just I don't think the
movie just doesn't look entertaining.
Yeah, I think her direction.
This movie just looks like a glorified episode of Jupiter's Legacy.
I think her direction and whatever, like, her style just doesn't fit. She wanted to tell like this grandiose story about like basically gods in the MCU and how they affect the world around them. And
even though they don't affect anything,
they don't. They just been keep watching.
They've just been watching everything.
So it's just like I don't really care.
Why would I care? And I was like,
yeah. I mean, nobody cares about them in the comics. It's just like, I don't know. This is not a property that anybody really cares about. I know there'll be like the 5 Eternal fans out there just like, I love this shit. I love Jack Kirby. You should love Jack Kirby.
Kirby's great.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Jack Kirby is amazing.
That's why we got the New Gods.
Yes,
that's why New Gods are better.
Don't disrespect the fucking Jack
New
Kirby.
New Gods are better than the Eternals.
New gods are just heaven, are just Christianity. Yeah. That's all they are.
But yeah, in terms of this diversity thing, like people are like saying, "Oh, we've got characters like Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch and Monica Rambeau. Then why does Phase 1 even matter? They could have just solved all the problems." Billy, you do understand 2 out
half
of the
these
3
characters.
did not exist in Phase 1.
Did not exist at that point.
And Carol was in space for 20 years and like
didn't care about.
Yeah, she was so disconnected from everything that it didn't matter until like Nick was like, "Yo, we need help."
Yeah.
So that argument doesn't make sense to me.
I just don't understand where the majority of these fucking.
And now people are like, some people are like, Shang-Chi looks boring.
What do you mean Shang-Chi looks boring? And
Why?
Then you went out and watched Thor.
Yeah, tell me what about Shang-Chi looks boring?
They went out and watched the first Thor movie and said Shang-Chi looks boring.
Billy,
They went out and watched Captain America: The First Avenger and said Shang-Chi looks boring.
I like First Avenger.
First Avenger is good, but it's boring.
And Kenneth Branagh is good. What?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I rewatched that movie recently.
We have differences of opinion, but
I like things like Winter Soldier's good and Civil War is okay, but
see, I have it in reverse. I like Captain America 1. I love Captain America 2. Captain America 3 is like,
it's okay.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
think he got a good trilogy.
he got a good trilogy. I'm just saying some parts of 3, parts of 1 kind of dragged for me. I don't know why. It just kind of felt dragged on for me. But that's just me. That's just my opinion because I don't know.
You know, it's different from it's different for everyone. Not everybody is gonna have
Same opinion.
yeah, but like some people looked at this stuff and go, no, this is not gonna be good.
Billy, it's going to be. Listen, Shang-Chi is going to be great. If it's bad, then fine. It's bad. But I'm telling you, the problem for this movie is because they're Asian. I'm telling you this. That's not going to be the reason why this movie's
I
bad
think
if it's bad.
I don't want to come for like the main demographic of comic book fans, but like
No. Come for the main demographic of comic book fans.
Because look, man, there are other people in the world that exist that like these properties too. Like I get it too. There's a lot of people that don't read. As a person that reads comic books, I can understand why people are pressed because it's like, damn, people are making all these changes and they don't respect the source material. I get it. When Wally West is changed in other mediums, I get pissed all the freaking time. Trust me.
But at the end of the day, we have to understand that comic book accuracy is not. The comic book accuracy and telling good stories in different mediums are not always hand in hand. That's something that we have to keep in mind sometimes.
Think about like this: Bucky Barnes and Steve Rogers didn't grow up together. Bucky Barnes was a child.
Okay.
Yeah, like they like if you're mad about comic book inaccuracies now, like
think about it like this.
Scarlet.
But think about it like this. Simply for the fact that you know that do you not like Bucky and Steve's dynamic less? Do you like
no, people love that shit. Like
yeah,
Hawkeye and Widow weren't part of the original
Avengers. Like,
Steve didn't even join the original Avengers. It was Janet, Hank, Thor.
Is it fuck the Avengers because of that?
No, it's not.
Okay. Like, you act like they didn't make a great movie.
Yeah.
Like goddamn. Like I understand. Let's say fundamental aspects of a character is changed. Like let's say like Bruce Wayne didn't become Batman because his parents die. Like let's say they ixnayed on the entire Martha and Thomas thing.
Or Alfred kills his parents, some shit.
Or Alfred kills his parents. Like that, okay, because that's a fundamental aspect of the character that was changed. That's the reason why the character who he is. Or let's say they just completely ixnayed Uncle Ben out of the picture.
Like kind of like they're doing now.
Listen, Uncle Ben existed and he died. They just don't talk about it. That's literally all it is. That's just something that I feel like it's just a repressed memory that Peter just doesn't that Peter keeps in the back of his head that he just doesn't like talking about because it's bad memories. He has a suitcase.
And people
has a suitcase.
People have problems with Spider-Man because the whole Iron Man thing.
Whatever, Billy. Like honestly, I don't like that. I don't like those movies because it's not the dynamic is not written well. It's not written well.
Well, like, Spider-Man is not that kind of character.
Yeah, like
Spider-Man's not really a character that's like he's a loner. If Spider-Man joins your team, it's either because A, the world is ending and he's like, shit, I gotta join the team, or B, money. Like
the only time I ever remember enjoying Spider-Man on a team was Ultimate Spider-Man, and even then they didn't like each other on that team. No one on that team liked each other.
He didn't even want to be part of that team.
He didn't want to be part of that team. He was like, he was forced on there, except for the Web Warriors. Those were his family. They were his brothers. But yeah, aside from that, I just fucking comic book movies. I don't understand a lot of things about the fandom of these movies because they get mad when comic book inaccuracies. They get mad about like diversity and shit. They get mad when there is anyone in a movie that is not played by a white man.
When?
Really? Okay. Listen, Captain Marvel, not a good movie. Hate that movie.
Yeah, well, that's just because that's not a good movie.
No, I'm giving examples. Because Captain Marvel, not a good movie. Shitty movie. People got mad because it's not a good movie. Black Widow, okay movie, not terrible, like completely serviceable. Everyone was saying that was garbage.
Well, what, Black Widow?
Yes, serviceable movie, fine. It was okay. Everyone was saying that it was fucking garbage. Like people's gauges of quality are weird. The people's gauges of quality is weird because what I would
explain why you like Black Widow.
I don't love Black Widow or anything like that.
Because I hate saying that as a comic book reader, because it's like I understand why people pissed.
I'm a comic book reader too, but it's like I try to have like a fucking thing in my head that's saying things are inevitably going to be different because you're adapting things from one medium to another. Like that's what I try to keep in my mind if I watch comic book movies. If they have like a slight change in like a character's backstory,
cartoons are different,
or even cartoons and everything like that.
Yeah, like when they adapt stuff, like not everything's always one for one.
That's what I'm saying. Not everything's always going to be
Heck,
one for one.
One of the best DC animated movies of all time, Under the Red Hood, has changes in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My whole thing about it is this: you can change things about a character's backstory as long as the character themselves stays intact. As long as the fundamental aspects of a character stays intact. As long as the fundamental aspects of a character stay intact. That is my one gauge for how characters can be adapted from comics to different mediums, whether it be TV or movies. But what's your gauge?
Again, I would love a world where everything was comic book accurate, but realistically, I know that's not going to happen. But my hope for it is like a world where we can meet comic book accuracy, but also have, different people, like do diversity in a way where it's not just one, like where both sides of the argument can meet a middle ground. You know what I mean? You still have the comic book accurate stuff, and you still have all the stuff that works in the comic books, but you have some of the things that people want. They want to see people that look like them. They want to see people that... Yeah, it's not because... I would love to live in a world where we combine, comic book accuracy with representation and not have... Again, there are multiple people that exist in the world. The superheroes are not defined by one gender or one race. Everybody can like the medium and feel represented in that medium. So it's just like it's not made for just white guys or guys in general.
It's made for everybody, but those people feel entitled just because they spend all that time reading comic books.
And and I can get that. I
understand that. I understand that feeling, but it's like kind of gotta get over it at some point, though. Like what we're on phase 4 of the MCU, and you're still getting mad at that the people other than white people are in the MCU.
Just gatekeeping.
Just gatekeeping the MCU. Like what? Like
be lucky.
These movies are fully mainstream now.
And be lucky it's like
not. If my dad knows what Iron Man is, then like, come on now.
Yeah, and you know what? Be lucky you're not doing what DC's doing. And at least your characters are cast correctly. Well, except for certain characters like Captain Marvel and stuff like that. And again, pick your poison. There's that. That's in itself is a whole argument. The Marvel thing. Because he's been dead in comics for like 30, 40 years. Since the 80s. Yeah.
He's been dead since the 80s. No one, honestly. That's like, come on now. Who actually cares that much about Captain Marvel?
You can make the same argument with Barry, but let's not go there.
That's because Jeff Johns brought him back. People care about him now because Jeff Johns brought him.
And the TV show. It's mostly because of that TV show. Ultimately, comment down in the comment section, guys. Let's have a discussion. Let's
have a discussion in the comments about this, because
let's keep it simple.
let's keep it very civil. Like talk, you can talk and shit, but it's like don't get mad and shit. It's a YouTube comment section. If you
we have a podcast.
We have a podcast. Go in the link in the description. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe.